Hi, my name is Holly, and I'm excited to be auditioning for Yoga 6 today. I've been teaching for about 2 years and just finished my 300-hour certification. So come to a comfortable position at the top of your mat, bringing your hands wherever they feel comfortable, maybe in your lap, on your knees. Just start bringing your awareness to your breath, noticing the way the breath moves through your body, up through your nose, into your sinuses, down your throat, into your chest, and all the way down into your belly, filling up your belly, expanding through your belly. And then as you release, coming right up through the belly, first through the belly, pushing up the breath, all the way through the chest, up the throat, and then down through the nose. Maybe you can feel your breath on your upper lip. As we move through our practice today, stay connected to your breath. There'll be times where I cue your inhales and exhales, which is a great time to reconnect to that, but feel free to breathe deeply and consistently at your own pace throughout the class as well. Good. Let's come to a tabletop position. We're headed to a downward facing dog, but we're gonna start in tabletop. Go ahead and stack your wrists right underneath your shoulders and your knees right underneath your hips, making sure that your hands are secure. So go ahead and take your pointer finger and point it to the front of the room. Kind of your hands are a little bit of an angle, and then lift up your fingers and extend them out, making sure you've got big spaces between each of your fingers and that you're really pressing down on the pads of your palms, this part right here of your hand, as well as on your fingertips. So you're really pushing down, really gripping the mat with your hands, making sure that that pointer finger is engaged. Good. Go ahead and tuck your toes in this tabletop and lift up your hips, coming into a downward facing dog. Now, seeing if you can extend through your arms and your legs and your back. There's a lot going on in this posture. So the most important thing for you to worry about right now, if you're a beginner, is your back, to make sure that your back is as straight as possible and lifting up your hips. That means you have to bend into your knees a little bit, go for it. If you want to work more in your hamstrings, go ahead and pedal out your dog and work to get energetically pulling your heels down towards the mat, even as your back stays straight as well. There's a lot happening here. And so be gentle with yourself as we move through these different postures, but especially downward facing dog. If this is feeling like a lot, go ahead and come down to child's pose, maybe circling out through your wrists. That is also totally good. So coming up into that downward facing dog, pedaling out your heels, lifting up your hips, bringing your gaze. You can either bring your gaze between your feet or between your legs or all the way up into your navel. Being gentle with your neck. Speaking of which, go ahead and shake your head no and nod your head yes. Engaging your core, really sucking in the belly. Good. We're going to move into our high plank. So now stack that same thing that we had in tabletop, stack your wrists right underneath your shoulders and bring yourself down so that you are straight. Now you can bring some of this rounding into your upper back, opening up through your shoulders and engage your core. Now on your next inhale, you're going to bring yourself forward and we're going to lower down to a chaturanga, which is just the downward part of a tricep push-up. So what that means is that normal push-ups, you have your hands out like this. You're lowering down with this really wide stance. Tricep push-ups, your hands and your arms are much closer, about shoulder width. And the insides of your arms are going to brush the sides of your rib cage. So inhale, take your gaze forward, inhale forward, then exhale, see if you can lower down with control all the way down to the mat. Now, if you'd like, you can come up to cobra, or you can come to upward facing dog, balancing on the tops of your feet. If you'd like a challenge, you can lower down to chaturanga, and then right up in to upward facing dog. And then everyone meet me back in a downward facing dog. Good. We're going to move through warrior flow. on both sides. We're gonna take it on both sides slowly, and then we're gonna take it 2 times repeated on each side, breath to movement. So on your next inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, step it through, right between your hands into warrior 1. Take your left foot and swivel it down to a 45-degree angle, then lift your arms up, keeping your hips as much as you can facing the front of the room. Holding here, breathing deeply, breathe into that, bend into that front knee, and engage your core here. Hold. Remember that belly breathing that we talked about. Good, now reach behind. You can grab onto opposite elbows, or you can clasp hands, keeping your elbows bent, or you can extend your arms, opening up your chest wherever you're at, and then coming down into humble warrior, bringing your right shoulder into the inside of your right knee. And just letting gravity open up your shoulders. Holding here. Breathing deeply. This is a challenging posture, so be gentle with yourself. And then open up your hands and walk your hands over to the side, bringing your feet parallel with each other, pointing to the side of the mat. Just take a forward fold, grabbing onto opposite elbows, or you can grab onto your ankles, whatever feels good here. Just opening up the backs of the legs, releasing the neck, getting yourself ready for what's to come. Good, maybe planting your hands. We're gonna come up into a warrior 2. So pivot that front foot so that it's facing forward, and that your front heel is going to intersect the back arch of your foot. Open your arms up and lower down into a warrior 2. Now, making sure there's a big bend into this front knee. You're gonna feel this in your hips, making sure that your core is engaged, releasing through the arms, relaxing through the shoulders, but keeping your gaze right over that front middle finger. Everyone lower a little bit lower, hold, breathing deeply. Good, on your next inhale, flip your palm, reach forward, keeping the bend in that front knee, flip all the way back into reverse warrior. Really feeling this side stretch here, breathing into this side body, hold, breathe. Good, now bring your elbow and knee to touch, coming into side angle. If you'd like, you can bring your hand down all the way into that extended side angle. Holding here. If you do have your arm down, then making sure that you're finding some resistance between your knee, your bent knee, and your tricep. Hold, good. Frame your hands around your foot, step your foot back. You can take a rest, coming down to child's pose, or you can take a float, lowering down to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Then exhale, downward facing dog. Pedaling out your heels. Good, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, bring it through, warrior 1. 45-degree angle in the back. Inhale, lift your arms, keeping those hips as pushed forward as much as possible. There's a lot of rotation going in the back leg. So if this is really uncomfortable, you can go ahead and widen your stance, and you can shorten it to get your hips more forward. This is a challenging posture, so be gentle with yourself. Holding here. Good, reach behind. Again, elbows, bent arms, straight arms, whatever works. Inhale, opening up your chest. Then exhale, bring your chest down to the inside of that front knee. Letting gravity open up your shoulders. Breathing deeply. Good, release the hands, walk the hands over to the long end of the mat. Bringing your feet to be parallel with each other. Again, taking that forward fold. Maybe doing something different than before. If you kind of swing from side to side before, maybe grabbing onto your heels or your big toes, or maybe bringing your hands behind. Opening up the backs of the legs. Good. Headed into warrior 2. So bring your front foot to the front of your mat. So it's your toes are facing the front of your mat. Making sure that your front heel is going to intersect with the back arch of your back foot. Open your arms up, right up into warrior 2. Again, there's a lot going on. Bending deeply into this front knee. Engage your core. Release through your shoulders. Maybe do a little shimmy. And then lower, a little bit lower. Breathing deeply. You should feel this a lot in your hips. Good. On your next inhale, flip your palm, reach forward, keeping the bend in that front knee. Scoop it back. Holding here. Breathing into this side body. Good. Now bring your knee and elbow to touch, coming into side angle. Reaching forward. Again, if you want to bring your hand down, feel free. Good. Now bring your hands, frame that front foot, take a rest, or move through flow. Good. We're going to do the same thing, breath to movement, on each side. So on your next inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, bring it through. Warrior one. Lifting up, inhale. Exhale, reach behind, bind behind. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, release your hands. Get yourself situated in that wide-legged forward fold. And then exhale, release. Inhale, prep for warrior two. Get your feet all situated. And then keep that inhale all the way up to warrior two, and then exhale, settle in. Inhale, flip your palm, reach forward. Exhale, take it back. Inhale, knee and elbow to meet. Exhale, bring your hands down, take a rest, or take a flow. Good, same thing on the other side, breath to movement. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, bring it through, warrior one. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, reach behind, bind behind. Opening up your chest, inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, release your hands, adjust your feet. Exhale, forward fold. Big inhale here, you're gonna come all the way up to warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, settle in. Inhale, reach your palm. Exhale, flip. Inhale, bring knee and elbow to touch. Exhale, settle in. Inhale, plant your palms. And then exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward.